Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I certainly hope you're having a spectacular and wonderful day. Okay, I got a video here I'm going to do on a subject that's, I feel kind of ridiculous doing this because this is elementary, if you will. But it's tips on how to tune a bass guitar. Now, the reason why I'm doing this because here a couple hours ago I actually did a live feed on Facebook. And by the way, my name is James Robert Bourne all together now if you want to hook up with me on Facebook, but that's either here or there. But on Facebook they got it so you can do live feeds now. Well, this is a brand new guitar to me, this Epiphone EB3 bass, and I just got a wild hair up my rear end to kind of break this in on Facebook, and I was tuning it and I was having all kinds of trouble tuning it simply because I had my Seiko tuner, my SAT 1200, set in the manual mode instead of auto. So it kind of inspired me I thought, do a little video, give people this is mostly meant for you young and up and coming bassists. You guys have been playing bass for a long time, probably just laugh at an old fool like me, which is okay. I've been laughed at many times in my life. But here it is, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, know this. I play at 440 concert A pitch. It's just standard tuning, okay? If you're going to drop tuning or raise tuning or whatever, your notes are going to change. And the reason why you need to know your notes and how to tune an instrument, because if you get too carried away and get befuddled in the skull like I did one time on an acoustic, you're going to be breaking strings. Now, I live 35 miles from the nearest music store, which happens to be Music Villa in Bozeman, Montana, and I seen the time that I went to tune up an acoustic and I forgot, I was going by that old jingle, that old saying, Easter Bunny gets drunk at Easter, for a 6-string regular acoustic guitar. And I was starting up here with the fat string, the low string, and going down the scale like that. It was exactly backwards, and what it did is it caused me to break 2 strings in one day, and I had to make 2 trips over to Bozeman because I didn't have strings to replace for that acoustic. And I got thinking, you ought to just throw out a few tips. But this mostly, what I'm going to be talking about mostly applies to a bass guitar, but it also applies to a 6-string too, Okay, the ditty that I always remember is "Good dogs always eat bones." Okay, this string right here, this lightest string, is your G string, the one that's facing down to the floor. Okay, good, and coming up towards my neck. Good dogs always eat, and then B, if you got a 5-string bass like I do, good dogs always eat bones, okay? And it always helps too if you got a good tuner, and you know how to run your tuner, you know. Because like I say, I was on Facebook a little while ago and screwed everything up because I was in the wrong doggone. I needed to be in auto mode and I was in manual. Okay, but let's just do this, Just make sure you know what your notes are. Get a little jingle that makes sense to you so you can remember and like that, and you won't be busting strings and be an idiot like me. Okay? Now I'm a little flat right there on this G. And also another thing, on these tuners right here, make sure, I realize this is elementary, but make sure you know which way is to loosen the string up and tighten it up. On these 3x3 necks, like this guy is right here, the way you turn your keys on this side right here is exactly the opposite to tighten up. In other words, you roll them back, you roll this key back like this, it tightens the string up, but up here on this other side, you do the same thing, and it it loosens or it does the opposite thing. You know, you got to keep that in mind. An inline headstock doesn't do that, okay? You know, they all turn the same way for loose and tight. But on these 2x2s, 3x3s, and like that, the opposing side of the headstock, you're going to be one movement is going to be loosening up, and the same movement over on this other side is going to be tightening up. That's what I'm saying. So know that. Okay, this guy needs to be tightened up a bit. Right there. Good. That's a little sharp. Good dogs. That A string is pretty good right there, which would be this key right there. It's a little bit sharp. Okay. Good dogs always eat. Let's go to my low E string. Now, one thing I might want to say, this is basically in tune because I've been messing with this all morning. It better be in tune by now. Okay, let's say you're having a troublesome string. And I'm not talking about an old string that needs to be replaced or whatever have you, but let's just say you're breaking in a new guitar. Here is one thing. A lot of people go string by string by string like that, right up or down the note scale. You don't have to do that. You're not going to hurt the guitar then, because these strings here are putting a certain amount of tension on this neck. And I happen to know, like say you're having just a little bit of trouble with, say, this high G string down here. Well, jump over here and mess around with your low E string. Get it in tune. Kind of jump around a little bit. That's another little tip and trick right there. So, well, that's really about all I got to say. And of course, make sure you know how to, center those, you need, like if you're on a 6-string guitar, you need to learn to do a fender wrap when you go to put your strings on those pegs, those tuner machines, And of course, as everybody knows, on a bass, the basses are a little bit different because they got a great big hole that goes down through the middle of a tuner machine peg, and you don't have to do a fender wrap. But learn to do it on a 6-string, learn to do a fender wrap, and make sure you allow enough string here on these pegs so that you get, a good, 2-3 wraps here. You don't want to crowd the peg, but you want to make sure you get enough string there so that it's not, slipping out of the hole and whatnot have you. And so I just thought I'd while I was in a video making mood, just thought I'd throw this out and take care. Like I say, kind of really pay attention to what you're doing on these stringed instruments, or you'll be busting strings. Why do I say that? I've been through it. So maybe this will help somebody. Hopefully. I never know. I just make these videos and pray for the best. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, have a good day. Thank you very much for watching the video. Adios, my friends.